right, once again at Rhode Island Comic Con 2018, and I am here with Travis Landry from Bruneau and Company Auctioneers. If you recognize him, you should, because he's been on the Toy Hunter, and more recently, he is the pop culture expert on Antiques Roadshow. Travis, how's it going?
Doing good. Yourself? I'm so happy to be here. Rhode Island Comic Con 2018, having a blast.
Yeah, Rhode Island Comic Con's going on for a few years now. You guys have been a prominent part of it. So no auction at the con this year. However, you have a really huge one coming up in the beginning of December. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, December 1st, right in our gallery in Cranston. We're going to have over 300 books going up for auction. I mean, with some crazy highlights. We're talking Flash 105 through 110, a perfect run, all high grade, 9.0 and plus. I mean, just the 105 in itself is a first appearance of Barry Allen in the Silver Age in his own title. That's a $25,000 book. We have a Fantastic Four 52 and 9.2. That should be $4,000 or $5,000. And that's just a very, very small sampling. I mean, we have maybe 70, 80 books here on display, but there's so much more at the gallery. You can't take the whole show with us.
Right, and you got a lot of cool stuff on display. You got the first appearance of the Punisher. You got the first appearance, technically, of Wolverine. I did catch the Incredible Hulk 180 over in there. You got some early runs of the Amazing Spider-Man, which is always pretty cool. And it's not just comics that you guys do. You do toys. You do all sorts of like pop culture stuff. I noticed that there's a 12-inch Darth Vader original run, so I assume that's going to be at the auction as well.
It will, and that's the thing. All the comics on display, but I have to stick with my roots, being a toy guy. It's so funny. The first auction we did, we had all toys and maybe a half a dozen comics. Now going into the auction, you have over 300 comics and maybe 70 toys, but you have the 12-inch Darth Vader, and there's a really, really cool, from Return of the Jedi, it was called a Young Jedi Mail-Away Kit, and it had a Paploo Ewok in it. And now the mail-away in itself is very rare, worth about $1,200 to $1,500. But we actually have the Kenner internal sample, where right on the envelope it says, "Sent to John A. Sample, 123 Main Street, Anytown, USA, 12345." So that's the actual piece that was passed around in Kenner in Cincinnati to say, you know what, we want to send this piece to market. It's a really cool piece of Star Wars history that not a lot of fans get to hold in their hands all the time.
And as you very well know, those really rare and like internal pieces, those go for mucho bucks.
Yes, we have a pre-auction estimate on it, $2,000 to $3,000. I wouldn't be surprised if it brought over $5,000, because it's one of those things where if you have two collectors duking it out, the sky's the limit for an item like that.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about Antiques Roadshow. I know you have a lot of fun doing that. There's a new season that's going to be coming on soon?
Yes, so a new season starts January 7th. I had my season 22 last year was my first time. I had one stop in Green Bay, which was a lot of fun. Got to do some early 60s G.I. Joe, the Soldiers of the World, with the Japanese soldier, the Nazi. But last season, for season 23, I was fortunate. I had 3 stops. So you'll see me on the Rochester, Michigan episode, Sarasota, Florida, and San Diego, California. So there's going to be a lot of cool, eye-opening stuff. It's not just antiques. There's going to be a lot of pop culture on there. So I'm very fortunate. It's a great experience, and it's a dream come true.
Okay, so the auction is December 1st?
Yep, December 1st, right at our gallery, 63 4th Avenue in Cranston.
Okay, and I assume it's, what's the website?
BruneauandCo.com. You could download our app. Just search Bruneau & Co. in iTunes, Google Play. You can bid right on our website, bidlive.bruneauandco.com. So there's many ways. Or you could just come right in person and sit down and enjoy the action.
All right, Travis, always a pleasure seeing you, man. I appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your con.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me.